to the cloud. There we go.
Yay. Oh my God. Hello, everybody. This
Howdy,
is
howdy.
Kym D'neill and Kimmy here. We are so excited today to bring this forward to you. So we just wanted to say a big hello. Thank you so much for your support, your amazing comments, your engagement. We've really been enjoying doing these series for you guys as well as for us, because we just love to talk anyway. So and you can see we're in a bit of a Christmas mode today. We've got Santa's Bestie. I got this from Lowe's.
I love those.
Lowe's is great. So Merry Christmas, guys. This is like, we are like 2 weeks out from Christmas, feeling good vibes. And you know, we really hope that you guys are feeling at your best at this time of the year, and we know how stressful that can be. Which really just leads me right into the very first topic today, and what's on my heart. What's on my heart about bringing this to you guys today, and it's about happiness. It can really seem so simple, and it can be so easy to talk about, yeah, I'm happy, I'm all right, I'm doing pretty good. But I think when we really get down to the bare knuckles of it, what is it? What is your happiness? What does it mean to you? What would be the catalytic? I don't even know what word I'm trying to. What would be the word? What would be, no? Okay, let's just go back, right? I'll start again. Welcome, I'm Dee. This is Kym.
We're gonna add that to the bloopers reel.
Yeah, let's do that. I'm super, like, my tongue is tired at the moment. Anyway, we're bringing to you happiness. Yes, happiness. What does it mean to you? And I probably should share a little bit about where I was maybe 12 months ago and to how it's led me to where I am today. So being in the health industry for 5 years or so, and many, many hats in between, I truly wasn't happy. And I really felt that, being the worker bee woman that I was, and the provider and all the things, I was really deeply unsatisfied. So with that, created a lot of unhappiness within myself, because I had really let myself get to a point where everybody else's happiness mattered before myself. And as mothers, as carers, as providers in the house, drop me a happiness in the comment below if you totally understand where I'm coming from, because we do tend to sort of forget about that, and we're always filling up everybody else's cup. We're always making sure that everybody else is okay before our own. And whilst I was in that predicament in my life, I really came to realize that I was not filling up my own cup with the things that I love to do, which brought me joy and happiness. So in my job, my 9-to-5 work, I didn't have time to go out and enjoy nature. I had no time going out to be in the sun, swimming in the ocean, spending time with my family. I was really at a place where the weekends, I was collapsing my whole life into 2 days on the weekend, and I was trying to tick all the boxes. I was trying to be, do all the things, and I really felt so burnt out. I was extremely exhausted, and my happiness, to me, I didn't even know what it was. I had a conversation with my husband as I had pretty much a mental breakdown before I entered this company, like before I jumped into the online space. And he just looked at me and he said, "Aren't you happy?" And I was like, I don't even know what that means. And I knew at that very moment I had to change. Something had to change, because whatever my goals were, whatever my dreams were, whatever my aspirations were, it felt so far out of reach that at that moment, my feeling of stuck was I couldn't get there. Because I was just doing all the things in my 9-to-5 work that I didn't have the time, the capacity, the comprehension about understanding what really lit me up. So when I came into the online space, you know, I really had to think about that. And what lights me up so much is firstly, connection. I love connecting with people. This is my jam. This is what I love. And I love other people thriving as well. That's what I love. But it was the little things. It was the shift of being able to, I got out of the health industry, went into disability. Disability was able a part-time job, and I had more flexibility. I was able to then, you know, not rush out the door with a piece of toast in my mouth and a coffee spilling down my shirt as I'm running 10-15 minutes late every day. It meant that I was able to slowly rise with the sun. It meant that I could go spend time with my husband, just him and I, with the dogs, seeing the sunrise first thing in the morning. That brought me joy. That brought me true happiness, because I knew that because I'd been missing out on it for so long, when I started to do it again, I was like, wow, this is what it's about. This is what it's about. So everybody's happiness is truly, truly different and truly unique. But for me, it was the simplest things. Getting up in the morning and seeing my daughter before she went to school, helping her make her lunch, driving her to school, picking her up, spending time in the ocean like I love to do, connection, loving to connect with my family again. It really meant so much to me. So this is just a beautiful question, guys. What is it that makes you happy? What is your happiness? And no matter how big or small, would love to know in the comments, because your happiness absolutely matters.
I love that so much, D'neill. Like, I think so many people get stuck in the rat race, as we like to call it, of life. And especially as mums and parents in general, we focus so much on other people's happiness, be it our children, be it our family, especially this time of year.
Absolutely.
And we don't allow ourselves that opportunity to stop and actually reflect on what makes me happy, what fills my cup, what is the thing that lights me up every single day. And very similar to your story for myself, in the fact that I'm going to go back a little bit further than 12 months ago. So I am through and through a horsey woman. You can't see them, but there are pictures of horses all over my walls. I've been riding horses since before I can walk. I love my animals. I love being outside. I love being close to nature, all of those things. As we got older and life catches up with us, horses are very expensive, for those that do not know that. They are probably one of the most expensive hobbies you can have. Yeah. And I also, I settled down, I got married, and I had my beautiful son who's in the other room, Arthur. And, you know, you had to make compromises. And what I had to compromise was the thing that lit me up. And that was my animals and my horses. I adore my family dearly, and that is something that does light me up. And I do, you know, love them very much, but my aspiration is to be able to bring back my horses into my life. You know, I don't own a horse at the moment. I'm still involved in some way, shape or form, be it judging or coaching. But the thing that used to get me out of bed at night was, not at night, in the morning, sometimes at night if they were being naughty, in the morning, was my horses. And I think it's really hard for mums especially to say that it's not your family that gets you up in the morning. And that's actually okay to say that. Like, you can love your family, but they're not your reason. They don't have to be your only reason for living.
Yes.
You know, you have to have your thing, your vision, your direction. Your family are a part of that, 100%. But I found that when I had Arthur, I'm also a workaholic, very much like yourself. When I had Arthur, I didn't have my horses. I didn't have my job. I didn't have the things that used to give me direction. I had this beautiful little bundle of joy that cried all night long. Yeah. And it was a really hard time for me to actually think to myself, I'm not happy. I'm not okay. You know, and I think mums, you know, often get judged or, you know, feel resentment when they're not they're expecting to be happy as a mum. You know, they're expecting that having that little bundle of joy, especially side note for our story, we go through IVF for our children. They're expecting that, you know, the minute they hold that child, everything in the world's going to be right, and they're always going to be happy. That's actually not the case. And that is okay.
Yeah.
You know, I think it's so important to allow yourself to reflect. You have to know who you are to be the best version of yourself. You know, what lights you up doesn't have to align with the social normities of, you know, oh, you've got a child that you had to go through IVF for, you must be super happy and fulfilled and all of those things. And it's actually, I love him dearly, do not get me wrong, he is my sun and my stars, but I also have me.
Yeah.
I am also me. I am Kym Henderson as well. I'm not just a mother. And what lights me up is my horses and my animals and being out in nature. And now that I reflect on who I've become now, I'm trying to think of the right word for it. It's like I've come to terms with, I have a journey to go on now to find me.
I love that.
For a long time, I thought, oh, there's just something wrong with me. I'm not happy. Oh, well, it'll be fine. You know, and it took me coming into this space and meeting beautiful people like yourself and connecting, like you said, connecting with incredible, empowering people that allowed me a moment to go, actually, I'm not happy. Deep down, I'm very good at this, but that's not what it was. And that is like the thing for me that I've actually come back to is that is actually okay, because I'm on a journey to find my happipiness. You know, I know what that is. I know where I'm going, and I've changed exactly the same thing. You get stuck in that rushing out the door with a piece of toast in your mouth and the coffee spilling down the front of your shirt. You get stuck in that.
Yeah.
And I had to do exactly the same thing. I started my online business so that I could create more freedom in my life to point me in my direction of my happiness. You know, and that is, I needed the financial freedom to be able to afford horses. They're very expensive, but I needed the time freedom as well. You know, I am an executive assistant, you know, in the corporate world and have been my whole career. And anyone who's worked in an administration or EA kind of space knows it's 24/7 job. You know, I got phone calls from my CEOs over the weekend, at night. You know, you never had time to yourself to do what lit you up. So I had to find an opportunity that allowed me the freedom to do what truly lit me up. And It's very exciting to know it's just there. I can reach it.
Yeah. I think if I just want to share quickly with my audience, you know, I had sort of been so insular for such a long time because I didn't quite know what it was that I wanted. But just referring to the outside, I'm not going to reflect to the business so much at the moment, because what really lit me up was the things that made me so happy was dancing. It was like, oh my God, like movement, dancing for me was like I grew up dancing as a young girl, and it was something that I really starved myself of doing as I got older. So once I did jump into this business, I actually started reaching out to do workshops and do different ecstatic dancing with, you know, free flowing movement and with other people that were just like lit up from movement. And it was so much fun. And I was like, okay, what's the next thing I can do? So I decided to put myself into an ocean swimming group here in Port Macquarie. And did it scare me? Absolutely. But I love the ocean. And I just was like, you know, I needed to find the thing that would, you know, create and be the woman that I wanted to be. So I did it, and it was amazing. And not long after that, I was like, what's the next thing? Let's go. So maybe I'll do some, I did a woman's circle. Like, I love all that woo-woo stuff, where you get to ground and create and be just who you are, or who you are right at that present moment, and being with other empowering women. Like, that's just next level. It's beautiful. And then I was thinking, right, maybe next I might do pole dancing.
I have a friend that does pole dancing, actually, as a fitness thing.
As a fitness thing, right? So yes, so getting fit, you know, feeling sexy again, ladies, like seriously, right? This is what like for me, this was like a happiness for me. I was thinking, right, how can I make myself feel sexy? How do I make myself feel good about myself again? And, you know, dive into different things and different modalities that would bring out that D'neill again. So, which leads me then to the next few things that I wanted to point out. What's your financial happiness like? You know, that's a deep question, and that's real. You know, what's your financial future looking like? Does it make you feel happy? Does it make you feel worried? Are you worried about your financial pathway? Like, is it looking very different to what you imagined? I mean, certainly for me, I mean, in this space, earning 4-5 figure months, which is absolutely incredible and achievable, I know that would help so many people out there. Do you think that would take the strain off a little bit? I mean, happiness, money can help. It doesn't buy it, but it can definitely help ease the stress, and it can help ease the overwhelming feeling that you're never going to get anywhere in this lifetime at the moment anyway, because of all the added pressures. And if you have all the added pressures, you're never going to find that happiness, whatever that is.
Yeah.
Emotional as well. Emotionally happy. Are you emotionally happy? Are you waking up every day feeling like, oh my God, I just don't know if I can do it? Are you feeling like it's just one of those, just another bloody day? How many times have we felt like that? So many. I can't sleep. I haven't been able to sleep because, on a good note, because I am super excited about what's in my future now. And emotionally, I'm feeling so much better about myself and where I'm going, and getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning to, you know, to start building this amazing business gets me excited. Therefore brings me happiness.
Exactly.
No.
I love that so much. And I just wanted to add on the end of that too, when you allow yourself to find that happiness, whatever it may be, and chase it, and I think you've semi touched on it, it creates that oh my God, I've just lost the word. Not drive, momentum. It creates that momentum in your life. You know, you get stuck on the not Ferris wheel, what do they call it, the mouse wheel, hamster wheel. You're running around. But if you actually jump off of that just for a moment and allow yourself to find your happiness and your true vision, and like you've just said it, you tried one thing and then all of a sudden, yes, what's the next thing? You know, it creates, instead of being on a hamster wheel, you just create this absolute spiral up.
Yeah.
And it's absolutely incredible to jump on that. And we just wanted to ask too, we do need to start wrapping it up. We said we were going to keep it to 20 minutes and we're at 16 now. We still had like 3 more topics to talk about, but we just wanted to stop for a very quick moment and ask you, what is stopping you from finding your happiness? Seriously, stop and think about that. I won't make you wait too long, but stop for a moment and think, what is stopping you from finding your happiness? We've spoken about money. Money, although yes, can't buy happiness, it can make it a lot easier to find. Time. Life is bloody short. You know, we don't have, you know, they say 100 years. We don't live to 100 anymore. Like, and that's really scary, you know, so we need to find opportunities that give us more time. But what's stopping you? I know for me, it was fear. I was scared, which will lead really well into our next episode, which is going to be about fear. So don't forget to check that out when it comes out. But drop in the comments below, what is something that maybe is stopping you? Because sometimes even just to say it out loud or write it in a comment helps you reflect on it. I don't know about you, D'neill, but that was something that was really hard for me to think about. What is actually stopping me?
I think there's a whole amalgamation of different words that I could use, but mainly fear. Mainly fear is what stopped me. But then you actually you just highlighted something for me. It's really about understanding that your time here on this earth is so bloody precious, and that we aren't here for a long time. So why not lean into it, and rather than focusing on what hasn't even happened yet, focus on the potential and the opportunities that could just be lying on the other side if you just said yes to yourself and be really honest about what it is that you want for your life. And then, I think you'll probably find you scribbling down quite a few things, because when you really allow yourself to go right in there, happiness, is either going to be something that you're going to look forward to and look forward to doing and creating, or you're just going to stay where you are. And will that make you happy?
Yeah, I think that's really important to point out, is you're either going to, as they say, grab it by the balls and run with it, or you're going to let that fear, it's that fight or flight mode. You've got to stand up, and when you feel that fear, I think that's actually the most beautiful time in your life, because you are stepping outside your comfort zone. You are trying something new. You are challenging the status quo. And being scared doesn't mean it's the wrong thing. Being scared means you're challenging yourself.
Also, I feel like it's almost like that fear is it's that bridge, because you already secretly know if you're not fully fulfilled or happy where you are, and that if you start to really dive deep into it, you already know the answer.
And speaking of diving deep into it, the last thing we wanted to touch on is very much business focused, and that is our discovery process that we have as a part of our business.
So good. I would love to go back into it and do it all over again, to be honest.
I have.
You have?
I have, yeah. I set myself a goal. So 3 months in, I said I was going to go back and reflect on my answers. So as a part of our online business, we want people to be fully informed and do their due diligence. I can't say those words. And as a part of that is a self-reflection on your life and your happiness and what lights you up. And I think you probably agree with me, and anyone who's watching or listening will probably agree with me. We don't get the opportunities to actually stop and go, oh, what does a dream day in my life even look like? And I know when I did my discovery process, it took me a couple of days to answer that question, because I didn't know. I hadn't stopped for a very long time and actually thought about what I wanted. Me as a person, not a mum, not a wife, me as a person. And the process is really informative, obviously, about the business model, but it's deeper than that. It's a person.
Way deeper.
What do you want? What does make you happy? If you had complete financial freedom, complete time freedom, location freedom, you were your deepest, most powerful self, what does your day look like?
Oh, so it's next level.
If you could answer that question, please tell me in the comments, because it took me a couple of days to get that answer out. And ever since then, it was like they were, the process basically helps you do your, what do you call it? Your dream board. Is that what we call them? Dream board?
Vision board.
Vision board. Thank you. It's like they force you to do that. And I've always been the kind of person that, speaking of being a mother,
oh,
come on.
Man.
I know you stood on the leg. It's okay. Say hi.
Hello, little man.
Oh, shy baby. But talking about that for a moment, about what actually your vision was, I didn't have one. It had been so long of work, mum, home, work, mum, home. I didn't know where I was going.
Yeah.
It forced you to do that.
Yeah, it really gives you the permission to really dig deep and really allow yourself to let it all out.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful experience. I think that the ones that are really interested about diving into the discovery process, one, you'll be fully educated about what it is that we offer. Two, it's a submersion. It is a submersion into the possibilities, especially when you use your own, your dreams and your goals and really come alive. And when you see it and you start to write it out and you visualize it, it's almost like you can taste it, you can smell it, you can touch it. Like it's phenomenal. And anybody that would love to come in and be a part of this process, it's seriously life-changing.
You'll never look back, that's for sure.
It's a game changer.
Yeah, absolute game changer. And just that reflection on yourself, the reflection on where you're going, just created, you know, it was that moment. We talked about choices on episode 2, maybe. It was that moment of, right, I'm gonna make a decision now, and I'm either gonna jump back on the hamster wheel or I'm gonna go this way.
Yeah.
And it was that moment that I stopped and I said to myself, I ain't going back on that hamster wheel.
Yeah.
There is so much more out there, and I am so worthy of it. I'm not gonna swear, let's effing do it. Like, I don't want to get banned off social media. I'm not gonna swear.
Let's freaking go.
Yeah, let's do it. Anyway, we are way over. We're 25 minutes over, but I think that was and I think we need to do a part 2 of happiness. That was such a beautiful, I got so much more on my list we wanted to talk about. So we're definitely going to do a part 2 of happiness. Maybe we need to sandwich it with fear. We do happiness, fear, happiness. We wanted to just wrap up there and just say thank you so much, everyone, for watching, listening, being on this journey with us. As we've said in all of our episodes, we are not yet 100% sure what this is, but we know what our goal and our vision is to bring love and light and empowerment and joy to others, happiness to others, help them find their joy and their happiness, and just absolutely crush life, because at the end of the day, we've said it already in this episode, it is bloody short.
You only got one.
We've only got one, unless some religions believe you come back as animals, but I don't want to come back as an animal. Maybe a horse, that would be good. Yes, we just wanted to say thank you. We love doing this. We love recording. We love chatting to each other, but we hope you're also enjoying us chatting kind of with you as well, I guess, to our viewers. Yeah, anything else you wanted to add, babe?
Oh, just, it's such a pleasure. Thanks so much, everybody, for jumping in and, taking the time out for us. We really, really appreciate it. It's so much fun. And, if anybody's curious, reach out. We don't bite. It's just a question. If you're curious about, maybe even just having a look at a few webinars that might be able to open the door to something that, could possibly change your life. Why not? So hit us up and we'd love to chat with you.
Amazing. Thank you everyone so much for watching today. We love you all dearly. Have an incredible day. Love to you all.
Mwah. See you guys.